is Madeline Garcia, and I'm lead teaching artist at Minnesota Center for Book Arts. This is the fifth and sadly the last video of the Mail is Magic series, a show about making mail and connecting with others. So far we've talked about the personal, the collaborative, and the accessible nature of mail art or post art, and the last thing I want to share with you is collage and found objects in mail art, and I think that collage touches on all three of those aspects. Mail art origins can be traced back to Marcel Duchamp and Kurt Schwitters and Italian futurist artists. Kurt Schwitters specifically based his practice on incorporating collage, found objects, and typography into constructing unique compositions. He used magazine clippings, recycled items, and waste materials to express the rapidly changing world around him, which is sort of inspiring today. Ray Johnson, the mail art artist who I've also spoken about, cut magazine clippings and called those modico. More recently, the term trash po or trash poetry has been coined by visual poet Jim Leftwich, who actually took a wastebasket and dumped that on a scanner to make art. There's also throwaway collage and copy art, which is photocopy and xerography, and that is thought to be the predecessor of net art or internet art. So there's endless prompts and ideas related to collage and found objects, and hopefully all the ones that you make will end in making some mail art. So with that said, I would love to show you some examples. This first example is just a great composition of found objects and stickers, and this is by Buster Cleveland. This next piece is by Robert Morilla, and I love all of the black and white clippings and how they sort of blend together at first. This next piece of mail art is by Carol Stetzer, and this example is so fun. I love the box from the butter. I think it's a great prompt to sort of look for found objects based on color. This next piece of mail art is by Michael Lay, and I just think it's a great example of arranging found objects on an envelope or the face of a package. Lastly is a piece by Robert Ricola, and I just wanted to share an example that combines collage with artist stamps and rubber stamps, which are things we've already talked about in this series. Alright, so use of found objects and clippings is a great source of content for us as artists. It also allows us to incorporate and directly respond to things that are happening all around us, such as through news clippings and tickets and any other sort of memorabilia we might pick up. It's also incredibly accessible to artists who aren't as comfortable as using their hand, like for drawing, so just by arranging things that you may find, it's pretty easy. So I would love to walk you through sort of making a collage. I have a couple materials that I've pulled. So here are those materials, and I'll just walk through where everything is for all my examples, and hopefully this will kind of spark ideas in you of what sort of materials you can be using for your own art. So here is a little envelope that I got when ordering some clothes in the mail. Here is some rubber stamping. It's just a scrap I had. This is actually fun. It's a ticket from a turnpike from many years ago. I have a crossword puzzle answer sheet here. And then I have a vintage photograph I had, and I just cut it into quarters. And although it sounds a little bad, I really love altering and cutting photos. This is great, especially if you have doubles or extra prints. So I'm just going to start arranging these, and I think that this piece will end with me just putting it in an envelope or sending it to someone. Because of all of the cut elements, I don't think I'll want to send it as a postcard in case any of them fall off. I'm going to pull in some scrap paper for me to glue on. So I do want to talk about the joy of using found materials. There's nothing that really inspires me more, and I think when you are uninspired, using things that you found instead of just starting with a blank page and creating your own things can be really helpful. Working with found objects or just miscellaneous paper ephemera and scraps also goes a long way because you're able to use things, repurpose them, and even get rid of them. In addition to having a drawer of paper scraps, I also have a drawer of paper ephemera. So I'm just sort of arranging these as I see fit. I want this flap to kind of come down, and I love this overlap and the transparency here. When using this photograph, I kind of want to mix up the order that it was originally. So I'll put those together, but I'm going to mix up the top half. And you'll notice here I'm using this tool. This is a bone folder, which is an essential tool in bookmaking, and it's great for adhering things down. And I think I'll cut this bottom part off. And I'm going to pull in some vinyl letters that I love so much and just add to the message here as soon as I can find the correct letter I want. And for this composition here, I went with just black and white. Like I said earlier, sorting your pieces in color can be really helpful, but I sort of liked all the patterns and textures in some of these papers, and when you are collaging, you will want to pay attention and think about color, texture, as well as shape. With the exception of this part of the envelope, I went with a pretty square and rigid elements to this collage. So here is this, and I do want to show you a few other examples I have made. So here's a piece, and for this I just used a couple of industrial type photos from a magazine, and I wanted to create a really linear pattern here by gluing them all horizontal. And then this is actually the scrap of drawing I had from the rubber stamping episode, and I just thought I would tack that on here for fun. Here's another piece of mail art, and for this one I just went with all yellow scraps. We have some diagrams here from voting from home. Make sure to vote, everyone, if you can. And then we have some fruit stickers here, which are awesome. Free stickers when you buy fruit, it's amazing. And just some other yellow paper. This one I made by taking a vintage postcard and by overlaying the background of a sticker sheet to it. I love these backgrounds of sticker sheets. I just find them really fun, and they would normally be tossed out, so it feels great to use them. I put a number here for someone's birthday, so I will be sending this out. Here I have one that I made by scanning a sheet of my notebook. So this is touching on the ideas of photocopying and xerography, which is something I really love to do. It is purple from the bad printing quality of my printer, but I think that's kind of fun. And on the other side, I have some drawings I did that were also scanned, and I moved the notebook under the scanner bed to get some of the weird variations here, which is something that is so fun to try. So if you have a scanner, definitely go ahead and experiment with that. For this next one, I just took an envelope that I got in the mail that was supposed to be used to mail something in return, and I repurposed the window of it to kind of work as a porthole, and I put this photograph of a ship in there, and then of course more vinyl stick-on lettering use because I love that. Here's another use of a vintage postcard. Taking an X-Acto knife, I just got rid of the shape of the plane, moved it over, and then put a fun background on. I did also have some text here that I took from a newspaper, so that is always fun to use, especially if you can't think of something you want to say on your own. Okay, lastly is this envelope I made. I did want to incorporate some things that we've been doing in previous episodes, so I made an envelope, and I think that the paper from this actually wrapped a sandwich or a sub, but I just love the green and white checker, so that's fun to multi-purpose as well. And then I did some rubber stamping on there, and I just happened to have some green and white stickers as well. I hope you liked my examples, and hopefully you're eager to start off making some mail art that incorporates found objects or collage. I do have some prompts for you to get you going. The first prompt is to repurpose scraps or found media into a piece of mail art. My second prompt is to include collage or found objects in conjunction with some other aspect of mail art we've covered in this series. So I'm thinking of that example I showed by Robert Ricola. Can you incorporate artist stamps or envelope design or rubber stamping or hand lettering into mail art? I think you can do all of them. If you would like to share your mail art with us, please do so. We'd love to see it. You can use the hashtag #MailedIt on social media so we can see it digitally. Or if you wanted to be so gracious and send us a piece of mail art, you can mail it to Minnesota Center for Book Arts here at this address. If you like this video and want more like it, or you just want to learn more about book arts, you can head to our website, mnbookarts.org. That is also where you can support us. We are an arts nonprofit, and donations do go a long way, and we certainly are very thankful. And thank you for your viewership. Please pass this video along to anyone that you think would like it, and thank you so much for watching. Please take care. Please send mail art, support your community, and support the Postal Service in one. Thanks.